Hi, I'm John Cook from ZygorGuides.com. For a long time, World of Warcraft players have been asking for a leveling guide that helps them do four important things. 1. Allow players to start using the guide very easily and almost instantly with a character that was leveled before ever buying the leveling guide. This is a problem that has plagued leveling guides for years. 2. Allow players using the Recruit a Friend bonus from Blizzard to use the leveling guide seamlessly, adapting to their character's unique situation continuously so they can really enjoy the benefits of the increased experience Recruit a Friend gives without ever having to worry about getting out of sync with the leveling guide. 3. Allow players to do other things in World of Warcraft that give experience, such as running instances or PvPing with their friends. Nobody wants to be strictly locked into only leveling, because if they do anything else, they will be too far ahead of the leveling guide and be unable to get back in sync with it. They desperately wanted a leveling guide that would adapt to their unique situation at all times so they could fully enjoy everything World of Warcraft has to offer and not only leveling. 4. Allow players to use heirloom items that give extra experience without getting so far ahead of the leveling guide that they are unable to get back into sync with it. It's disappointing to be unable to use your awesome heirloom items just because your leveling guide is unable to adapt to your unique situation and keep you on track with the guide at all times no matter what. And here's more about what I mean. There's been a lot of commotion about the new patch 3.3 feature where Blizzard has allowed add-ons to see a character's full quest history. As soon as we heard about this, we immediately started working to make our guides take advantage of this new feature. So we set out aiming to make our guides extremely easy to start using with a character that was partially leveled before ever using our guides. For example, a player who has a level 24 character purchases our guides, but he doesn't want to start over at level 1, obviously. He wants to use his already level 24 character. But for a very long time, this was almost impossible to do. It wasn't completely impossible, but trying to start using a leveling guide with a partially leveled character was extremely time consuming, and a lot of players didn't feel it was worth the effort to even try. So they went on struggling to level in WoW simply because jumping into the middle of a leveling guide was too intimidating. Luckily, those days are gone. With the introduction of patch 3.3, Blizzard has opened the gates to allow leveling guides to be better than ever before. Leveling guides can see exactly what quest you've completed before ever purchasing a leveling guide. However, being the perfectionists we are here at Zygor Guides, we wanted to take it a step further. We thought, knowing what quest the character has completed is awesome, but we also need to take into account that character's level if we ever want to easily find the exact point in the guide where they need to begin leveling. We needed to know if an uncompleted quest in our leveling guide was even worth doing at that character's specific level. I'm extremely happy to say we succeeded in our mission, and the new Zygor Guides are simply amazing to use. Zygor Guides has developed a unique smart injection system that accomplishes all of the 4 tasks above that players have been wanting for a very long time. Because of our never-ending dedication to our products, Zygor Guides is the absolute first guide company to provide this groundbreaking functionality. You will not find this functionality in any of our competitors' products, period. But don't just take my word for it, let me show you. Here's a level 46 Night Elf Druid that has never used our leveling guides before, not for 1 second. As soon as we enter the game, the guides recognize we are a Night Elf and automatically loads the Night Elf 1 through 13 guide. Also, the guide immediately recognizes that the first quest has been completed by this character prior to using our leveling guides. So, since we're already level 46, we don't want to start at the level 1 steps. We want to get to the steps that are appropriate for our character's level. To start taking advantage of the new Zygor Guides Smart Injection system, simply right-click the Next Step Down arrow button. Immediately, the guide starts analyzing the guide steps to determine what you've already completed and skips those guide steps instantly. However, that's not all. The guide also analyzes the guide steps that are not completed to determine if the guide step is even worth completing at your current level or if it has become obsolete. If it is determined that the guide step is now obsolete for your character, the guide step is simply skipped and does not waste your time. So, in this example, the guide has now skipped every single step up until a level 34 step, which is instructing us to get the Ratchet flight path. Unfortunately, Blizzard does not yet allow add-ons to instantly know a character's complete flight path list, so sometimes the guide may instruct you to get a flight path you already have. However, if you know you already have the specific flight path, simply right-click the Next Step button again to manually skip the flight path guide step. Eventually, after skipping a few flight path steps, we come to the first guide step instructing us to perform a task for a quest. It is a level 43 guide step, so within seconds we are already very close to our current level section in the guide. As you continue completing tasks in the guide, it will continue to skip completed and obsolete guide steps until you are perfectly on track with our leveling guides. What used to take hours now takes only minutes thanks to our unique smart injection system. This example showcased how a pre-leveled character could easily jump into our leveling guides and immediately start using the guides to level instead of spending hours searching for a good spot to jump in at. Similarly, for the recruit a friend players, heirloom item users, or players who find they tend to get too far ahead of the guide for whatever reason, the Zygor Guide's smart injection system has a solution for you. The guide will actually detect in real time if you are too far ahead of the guide and immediately start skipping completed and obsolete steps so that you are back on track with the guide within seconds. There's no more unneeded frustration or penalties for using recruit a friend, heirloom items, or doing things with your friends that accidentally get you too far ahead of the guide. Best of all, there's no wait. Our leveling guides have already been updated to include our new smart injection system and are currently available for purchase at zygorguides.com. So you can start taking advantage of this new system immediately. You may have seen other guides available that act similarly to our smart injection system. However, don't be fooled by their similarities. There are some major differences between our smart injection system and any other guide available. While those other guides can detect what quests you've already completed before using their guide, that's also where they fall short. Unfortunately, that's all those other guides are able to do. Unlike the new Zygor Guide smart injection system, those other guides are unable to analyze their own guide steps to determine if the steps they are telling you to do are even worth your time. That's ridiculous. Who cares if it can detect what quest you've completed if it's still going to instruct your level 73 character to do level 14 tasks? You're not going to be power leveling from gray quests. At the same time, those other guides cannot adjust themselves to your unique situation. That means using their guides with recruit a friend or heirloom items is not even an option. They actually discourage it. You're locked into playing the game using their guides. While your friends are off running instances or PvPing, you have to stay behind for fear of getting off track with their leveling guides. That's no way to play World of Warcraft. You need to be able to experience it all. You don't want to limit yourself to only one aspect of the game, right? You need a guide that is smarter and allows you to take control rather than the guide controlling you. And that's where the new Zygor Guide smart injection system really shines. Zygor Guides hand you the reins so you have total control over your gaming experience. Experience the Zygor difference for yourself today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you enjoyed the new Zygor Guide smart injection system. For more information and a free trial of our guides, please visit zygorguides.com.